The West African lungfish, also known as the Tana lungfish or simply African lungfish, is a species of African lungfish. It is found in a wide range of freshwater habitats in West and Middle Africa, as well as the northern half of Southern Africa. African lungfish can vary in color, but they typically have a range of earthy and subdued colors that help them blend into their aquatic environments. Common coloration includes shades of brown, gray, and sometimes olive green. The exact coloration can vary depending on factors such as water quality and the substrate of their habitat, as these fish may have some degree of camouflage to avoid predators or stalk prey effectively. Their coloration helps them stay inconspicuous in the muddy or murky waters where they are often found. Keep in mind that there can be individual variations in color within the species. African lungfish have long, cylindrical bodies with a streamlined shape. Their bodies are covered in tough, overlapping scales. The scales on their bodies are tough and serve as a protective armor. These scales are often rough in texture, contributing to their resilience in their habitats. They have paired pectoral and pelvic fins, as well as a dorsal fin. The fins are relatively small and are not used for propulsion but aid in maintaining stability and maneuvering in the water. African lungfish have small, rudimentary, lobed fins that resemble limbs. These fins are not well suited for walking on land but do assist in their movement and they are out of water. In water, African lungfish move using a combination of body undulations and their paired fins, while on land, they can use their modified fins to make limited movements but are not as efficient in terrestrial locomotion as some other amphibious fish. They have a flattened head with a terminal mouth. Their mouth is equipped with sharp teeth, which they use for capturing and eating prey. One of the most distinctive features of African lungfish is their single lung, which allows them to breathe air. This lung is used to extract oxygen from the atmosphere when they come to the water's surface, and it plays a crucial role during estivation when they are buried in mud. African lungfish have two nostrils on the top of their snout, which they use for breathing when they come to the surface. During times of drought or when water bodies dry up, African lungfish can survive by burying themselves in the mud and entering a state of estivation. While estivating, they rely on their lung to extract oxygen from the air and can remain in this state for several years, waiting for the return of water. Lungfish are often referred to as living fossils because they belong to one of the oldest lineages of jawed vertebrates. Their ancestors date back to the Devonian period, over 400 million years ago. While African lungfish are not considered endangered, they may face threats from habitat destruction and water pollution in their natural range. People eat African lungfish in some regions of Central and West Africa where these fish are found. African lungfish is a source of food for local communities in their natural habitats, and they are often caught and consumed by people living near rivers, swamps, and other bodies of water where lungfish are present. The meat of African lungfish is typically considered a source of protein and is consumed in various traditional dishes. The way it is prepared and cooked can vary among different cultures and regions. It may be grilled, smoked, boiled, or used in soups and stews. The nutritional value of African lungfish makes it a valuable food source for communities in these areas, particularly during times when other sources of protein are scarce. It's important to note that while African lungfish are consumed in some parts of Africa, they are not a widely known or commonly consumed food source outside their natural range. Additionally, the conservation status of lungfish populations in certain areas may be a concern, so sustainable fishing practices are important to ensure their long-term availability as a food resource. African lungfish can grow to a maximum length of about 1.5 meters. However, in the wild, they are often smaller than their maximum potential size. The weight of an African lungfish can vary significantly depending on its size and age. Larger individuals are naturally heavier. The weight of a fully grown lungfish can range from a few kilograms to over 10 kilograms. The lifespan of African lungfish is influenced by factors such as habitat conditions and predation. In the wild, they typically have a lifespan of around 20 to 25 years, although some individuals may live longer if they are not exposed to significant threats or environmental stressors. In captivity, where conditions are controlled and predators are absent, African lungfish can live longer, with some reaching 30 years or more. Lungfish are capable of biting, and they have well-developed jaws with sharp teeth that they use for capturing and consuming their prey. While lungfish are not generally aggressive toward humans and are not known to pose a significant threat to people, they will bite if they feel threatened or provoked. It's essential to exercise caution when handling lungfish or interacting with them, especially in their natural habitat. Their bites can be painful, and it's advisable to treat these fish with respect and avoid unnecessary contact. Lungfish typically use their teeth for catching and eating prey, such as aquatic invertebrates and small fish, rather than for attacking larger animals like humans. African lungfish are known to feed on a variety of aquatic invertebrates, including insects, crustaceans, and worms. These invertebrates are often found in the water, and lungfish use their keen sense of smell and their ability to detect vibrations in the water to locate potential prey. Lungfish are opportunistic predators and may also consume small fish when the opportunity arises. They use their sharp teeth and strong jaws to capture and devour small fish that come within their reach. During their nocturnal feeding activities, African lungfish may partially emerge from the water and use their modified, limb-like fins to grasp and manipulate prey. This behavior allows them to exploit a wider range of food sources both in the water and on land. At times, when other food sources are scarce, lungfish have been observed to engage in filter feeding. They filter particles from the water, including small organisms and organic matter. While African lungfish are primarily carnivorous, they may consume some plant material incidentally when feeding. This can include aquatic plants, algae, and detritus. Plant matter is not a significant part of their diet but may provide some nutrients. Breeding typically begins with the construction of a nest by a male lungfish. The male chooses a suitable location, often in shallow water or along the margins of the aquatic habitat. Using its body and pectoral fins, the male digs a pit or depression in the substrate and creates a circular wall around it. This structure serves as the nest for the upcoming breeding event. Courtship behavior may involve the male lungfish making burbling or clicking sounds. These sounds are thought to be part of the courtship display and communication between males and females. Once the nest is ready, the female African lungfish will lay her eggs in the prepared pit. The number of eggs can vary but may range from several dozen to a few hundred, depending on the size and age of the female. The eggs are typically adhesive and stick to the substrate. After the eggs are laid, the male takes on the primary role of parental care. The male guards the nest and prevents potential threats and predators from approaching. It may also fan the eggs with its pectoral fins to ensure proper oxygen circulation and cleanliness. The male's presence and care are essential for the survival of the developing embryos. The eggs undergo development within the nest. The exact duration of the incubation period can vary based on environmental conditions, such as water temperature. Typically, it takes several weeks for the eggs to hatch. When the time is right, the eggs hatch, and the juvenile lungfish emerge. At this stage, the male may continue to protect and care for the young for a period. The juvenile lungfish eventually leave the nest and begin their independent lives. They will grow and continue to develop into adult lungfish. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for even more viewing pleasure. Don't forget, like and comment. Feel free to share.